Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days, or today's video. That's going to take us to around the 2nd of April, going to the beginning of April with this week to 10 day video update. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. So that takes us into the second half of April. So I'll get on that for you very shortly. Just to say special hello to anyone who is social distancing or self-isolating at this troubled time of coronavirus. And we're going to carry on uploading. So if you are recording and uploading videos to the channel and to galsworthies.com. So if you are social distancing, if you're isolated and you're not seeing anybody from the outside world, then please know that we will continue to be uploading to the channel. You'll be able to check in and hopefully see a smiley face and a friendly face, and we're going to carry on as long as we can with the weather videos. I said this before, I think it's very important that even though most things are having to shut down to try and contain this dreadful virus, and although that's happening, we're going to carry on as long as we can. I know a lot of you have got more important things to worry about, to think about, but I think it's important that we try and keep going with the weather videos, if only to give people, that are isolated and are stuck indoors for like 2 weeks or more, just to give them something else to be able to focus on. So GavsWeb is going to carry on for as long as we possibly can during this COVID-19 crisis. I want to say a special hello as well, a real special hello and thank you to all of our amazing NHS and healthcare workers who are going to be on the front line, and are going to be on the front line of this through the next few days, weeks and months. I'm sure the whole of the Gavs, whether it's community, all of our viewers and readers, I'm sure that we wish you the best and we thank you so much for what you do, and we know this is going to be a very, very nasty time for all of you over the next few days, weeks and months as you're on the front line of this terrible virus. And we just send you nothing but best wishes and happy vibes, and please know that we are all thinking of you, all of you who are on the front line of this in the NHS and more broadly the healthcare workers. We are thinking of you and sending you our best wishes, and we're thanking you so much for everything that you're doing for all of us right now. So special hello to all of you. Right, we're going to get on the video then, and we're going to start off with the temperature at 10 HPA over the North Pole in the stratosphere over the Arctic and the North Pole. So the black line shows where temperatures have been through this season, through winter just gone and now into spring at 10 HPA in the stratosphere, and the grey line, of course, is the trend line for this time of the year. So we are above average, very significantly so. That's where we should be, late in March, somewhere around there. So let's say around minus 47, minus 48, something like that. Where we currently are actually is up here, so we're very close to minus 20. I was expecting it to be a little bit higher than this today. I thought we'd probably be somewhere around here, like minus 15 to minus 10. So it hasn't risen as much over weekend anyway, as I thought it might do. We've still got another day or so of this to go though. So I think when we look at this tomorrow, we will probably see the black line lifting up to around there. We shall see. But anyway, a very significant warming of the stratosphere has taken place at 10 HPA over the North Pole. Of course, we're waiting to see what, if any, impacts that is going to have on the weather. The current temperature at 10 HPA looks like that. So you see we've got these red colours here sitting over the Arctic. That's the peak of the sun stratospheric warming, of course. And those red colours continue for the next few hours as well. So further warming still to come at 10 HPA in the stratosphere. Tomorrow and Wednesday we'll see that intensity of the warming easing off, although we do keep temperatures significantly above average, and that continues on then towards the end of the month. This is So I'm going to go with this, 31st March. And we're still above average even then, although less so compared to the very intense warming that's currently taking place. So looking at that chart, I do think that when this updates from JMA tomorrow, we will probably see this black line up here somewhere. But we shall see. We'll have a good look at it tomorrow. But the sun stratospheric warming is happening. It's still ongoing, and we're going to see tomorrow how far further up the chart we can get that black line. CT is currently looking like this, centering temperature. So provisional to yesterday, the 22nd of March, we're sitting at 6.8. That's an anomaly of 1.4 degrees above average, 1.5 degrees above average. Not overly dissimilar, really, the CT at the moment to January and February, but they were much bigger anomalies to average, of course. 2.6 degrees in January, 2.5 degrees in February. So the reason this March has felt a little bit colder, really, but the temperature is still above average, is because the anomaly to average is much less this month. So, like, if we've got a CT in January and February in the 6s, and that's going to feel positively tropical, really, for January and for February. A CT in March in the 6s is not going to feel all that different from a typical March, really, because, of course, we're in a warming time of the year now. So you expect temperatures to be warming on average, day by day, week by week, month by month, right way from now through to high summer. So if the anomaly to average is not that far from average, then it's not going to feel as warm, particularly if you're just coming off the back of two exceptionally mild months where you've had a very large anomaly to average. So I see a few people sort of wondering why the CT is still quite a bit above average, but yet it's felt relatively cool, actually, I think, at times this month. And that's the reason for it, I think, that we're coming off the back of a pair of exceptionally mild months in January and February. It's probably going to tick down a little bit more. I would anticipate by the end of the month, we're going to finish up somewhere around 6.0 to 6.5 again. So actually the CT for March is going to be very, very close to the CT for January and February. It's not totally impossible still that this March could come in cooler than both January and February, but there'll only be like a tenth of a degree or 0.2 of a degree in it, something like that. But it's not totally impossible. If we was to come out with a CT, let's get rid of that, if we was to come out with CT, say 6.0 to 6.3, then obviously that would be, or 6.2, it would have to be either 6.0, 6.1, or 6.2. If we come in at those numbers, then this March would be cooler than the January and the February preceding it, it does happen, but it is relatively uncommon for that to happen. And we are going to be in for some cold weather in the next few days as well, particularly as we get towards the weekend. More about that in a moment. These are the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts for the next week, 10 days from the Penn State University. We've got the ECMWF on the top, the GFS, which we're going to have a look at, will be on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in the atmosphere, high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. So red extrapolates to high pressure, blue extrapolates to low pressure. You can see that in the week to 10 day time frame, we've got an area of above average height sitting to our north and northwest, with below average heights through Scandinavia. There's also a cut-off trough down over Spain. That's going to bring some much needed and welcome rain, I would have thought, to much of Iberia. This one's quite cold though. Winds are going to be in from a north to northeasterly direction here. So it's a cold end to March and beginning to April from the ECMWF with hints of northern blocking. We've got the GFS as well, looking very similar again. We've got cut-off trough down to our south, and then we've got the blocking area of high pressure sort of northwest of the country. Winds with this a little bit more easterly, with the wind with the GFS in week 10 time frame. But they are both very similar, and they're both looking pretty cold, I have to say, as we come to the end of March and the beginning of April. This is confirmed by the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensemble. So we're looking at Leicester today. Someone's asked us to have a look at Leicester. If you'd like to have your local town or city featured within this section of the video, then we're always happy to do that. So let us know either through our social media accounts, or you can email us at gadsoffice@gmail.com, and you can just ask us if we can look at your local town or city. We're very happy to do that for this section of the video. Don't think we can go down to village level quite yet, but we can certainly look at towns and cities local to you. At the moment, the upper air temperatures are quite a bit above average, actually, although it's not necessarily that mild down on the surface. We're in one of those situations that is typical of early spring, where days are relatively mild and pleasant in the sun, but nights are cold and frosty. That carries on for a couple more days, but through the second half of the week, and particularly into the weekend, look at this drop in the temperature that's being forecast by the GFS ensembles. We're going down very close, around -10 at 850 HPA. So a proper old cold plunge there with the upper air temperatures as we get through weekend and into next week. That is certainly not low enough for wintry potential. If there's precipitation around, that is low enough for that precipitation to fall as sleet and snow. As we move up into the first week of April, that's this period just here, we see a very, very slow and gradual recovery in the upper air temperature. It takes a long time. These ensemble members up here are turning milder. These ones down here are pretty cold, and it is only a very slow and gradual recovery in those upper air temperatures. Precipitation-wise, loads of dry weather coming up over the next few days up towards month's end, really. So where we've got this cold snap, there's not a huge amount of precipitation around, but there are some limited spikes indicating the chance of some wintry potential, and then relatively dry really through the first week of April as well. So it does look as though the weather is going to continue to be much, much drier than we've had it for quite some time. Temperature anomalies from the 23rd to 31st of March are colder than average, and quite substantially so really for many western parts of Europe. The UK and Ireland is included in that. We've got Scandinavia and parts of western Russia looking milder than average, but overall quite a coldish week to come. Precipitation anomalies from the 23rd to 31st of March are drier than average as well, so cold and dry really sums it up. That's how the GFS is looking for Thursday. So on Thursday, we'll be starting to move a cold front down across the country. And as that clears through, sort of late in the week into the weekend, the wind turns into the north. This is a proper cold northerly as well. If you follow the isobars back, the air's originating from a long way north and plunging southwards, so the GFS is certainly turning things a lot colder as we come to the end of the week and into weekend. Then winds sort of swing northeasterly on Sunday. This is Sunday 29th of March. Wind is swinging into the northeast. This could be the best chance of getting wintry showers into central and southern and eastern parts of the country. Look at those upper air temperatures. -10 Celsius isotherm is pushing through the country. And it's very unusual to see the upper air temperatures that cold on the 29th of March. Of course, it does happen. Won't break records, but certainly it's quite unusual to see it that cold so late into March. Then the high pressure builds to the north of Scotland. We've still got an easterly wind on Monday the 30th. This will bring, in a week's time, this will bring risk of wintry showers into southern and eastern parts of the country. Upper air temperatures are still looking cold there as well. Then heading on up towards day 10, we keep things pretty cold really. High pressure remains centred to our northwest. As long as high pressure is to the northwest, we're going to be bringing in the wind from a north or east direction, and that's not going to be particularly mild, to say the least, when we get through to the early part of April. That will be quite cold. Beyond that, into more extended range, we keep this area of high pressure close to us. It looks like we have a go at pulling down a northerly again there on the 4th of April. Don't quite pull it off on this particular GFS run, and we finish up sort of in between high pressure and low pressure, but even then probably still quite chilly, I would have thought. this is the precipitation type forecast based on that GFS run from the Weather Outlook. A lot of dry weather around until the second half of the week. This is a cold front that's going to introduce the colder air from the north. It very gradually moves southwards and sort of dies out as it does so through Thursday and into Friday. But once it clears through, then we bring down those cold north to northeast wind. You see wintry showers are packing into the north and the northeast. They get more widespread through Saturday as well. Central northern area seeing lots of wintry showers, snow showers into low levels, I would have thought, on Saturday across Scotland. And then into Sunday, we have the wind shifting into the northeast, of course, and that starts to push these wintry showers further inland. So almost anywhere could get wintry showers on Sunday. Again, snow most likely over high ground and in the north, but perhaps not exclusively so. Even down in the south, I wouldn't rule out the chance of some snow in the form of snow showers during Sunday and possibly even into Monday as well, as wind goes from the northeast to more of an easterly on Monday. So it's certainly a potent old cold wind that we're going to get going over the weekend and into the early part of next week. This is how the GM is looking, so again it's very similar for Thursday. We're under a ridge, but a weak cold front is beginning to head southwards. So go through Friday into Saturday of the weekend, then the winds swinging to the north, so northerly winds pushing cold air down through the country, then turning a little bit northeasterly with the wind later in the weekend and into the early part next week. There's the upper air temperatures. They look cold, very cold for sort of the end of March, quite unusual to get minus 10 Celsius ice firm pushing into the UK so late into March. Moving up towards day 10, the high pressure then begins to drift down over the country again, so it stays mainly dry. It would still be cold at night with this widespread frost even into the start of April. By day in the sunshine, probably not too bad, but overall it's still a relatively cold scenario and dry up to day 10. ECM looks like that, so again it's all very samey for the end of the week. A weak cold front moving down across the country, then it introduces a cold northerly wind. Winds sort of go northeasterly over the weekend. That brings a minus 10 Celsius ice firm, particularly into northern parts of the country on Sunday. That's Monday, so their winds are kind of northeasterly, so that will change the distribution of the wintry showers. Early in the weekend, the showers in the north and draped around coast, but later in the weekend to the start of next week, to start to see those wintry showers being pushed inland as those winds turn into the northeast. Let's have a look at the upper air temperature. So it's still looking cold, minus 10 Celsius. Ice firm is still flirting with parts of the country, even on Monday next week. And then let's run through into towards day 10. And then same idea as the GM, really, with the ECMWF. The high pressure begins to drift south a little bit. We cut off the coldest of those north to northeast winds. Still chilly, though, even up towards day 10. And that's how it looks as we get to day 10 with the ECM. It's Saturday, it's Thursday, 2nd of March. It looks like we may be having a go at taking high pressure back northwards again. Could that high pressure begin to push back northwards to Greenland and start to introduce more of a northerly again? Possibly that is the direction the ECM could go. And this is a precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from tameteo.com, and we can see that we got this weak weather front in the northwest, actually quite an active weather front in the northwest over the next few days, bringing heavy rain to western parts of Scotland. But later in the week, that front will probably no more than a band of cloud, but it'll drift southwards. It'll turn the wind into the north. Then we have these wintry showers, snow showers packing into northern and northeastern parts of the country on Saturday. And then on Sunday, this is only 29th, we could start to see some of those wintry showers pushing across parts of England and Wales as the wind turns sort of northeasterly. Not much suggestion of any great depth of snow with that, but certainly wintry showers coming and going, and even down in the south there could be some flakes of snow mixed in. After that, high pressure comes back southwards again, and we turn mostly dry as we move up towards day 10. I can't show the options on the table today from the ECM ensembles via the Icelandic Met Office. They're not updated for today's video, unfortunately. So we should move on to CFSV2. Finally, these are 500 millibar heights, and they're broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period takes us from the 23rd to the 29th of March. The coming week will have above average heights to our north and northeast. Winds will be in from the east via the Scandinavian high. So a lot of dry weather, yes, but quite cold. Low pressure through the Med, looks as though it'll be unsettled down in the Med, but for us relatively dry but cold. Week 2 is going to be the 30th of March to 5th of April. High pressure then somewhere in the Norwegian Sea. Winds sort of southeasterly to easterly. Again, a lot of dry weather. Probably, again, though, quite cold. Week 3 sees a reversion to westerlies. This is milder. This is the 6th to the 12th of April. Above average heights then re-establishing to our south-southwest. Below average heights developing to our west-northwest. Winds going into a west-southwesterly direction. That looks like it would be much more unsettled, but also milder. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 13th to the 19th of April. Then we have the above average heights building up from the southwest, below average heights being pushed northwards. Jet stream doing something like that, turning drier there, turning drier and warmer. And that does coincide with the Easter period, of course. So there's the 2 week 1 temperature anomalies from the 23rd, 29th of March are colder than average. Going to be a cold week coming up, very cold week across much of Europe as well. We haven't seen that for a long time. Then we go through to week 2. That also hints at being colder than average for much of the UK and Ireland, 30th of March to the 5th of April. Week 3 then goes milder than average as winds swing back into west-southwest. Temperature goes back above average from the 6th to the 12th of April. And week 4 rounds it all off. It's the 13th to the 19th of April. And this one is also milder than average. So temperatures do recover as we get beyond the first week of April. Finally, precipitation anomalies. Much drier than average in weekend 23rd, 29th of March. Drier than average. Precipitation anomalies coming up. Week 2, 30th of March to the 5th of April. Is near normal with the precipitation anomaly then. Week 3 is the 6th of April to the 12th, and that one is close to or a little bit above average precipitation. And then finally, week 4 is the 13th to the 19th of April with near normal precipitation anomalies. So the CFS is suggesting a recovery in temperature and a reversion back to westerly winds beyond the first week of April. But between now and then, like the last week of March, first week of April, looks quite cold. And particularly sort of very end of March, opening days of April. That sort of 4 or 5 day window over the weekend and into the beginning of next week does potentially look really quite cold indeed, with winds in from the north or from the northeast. And we may have to update Snow Watch for you later on in the week. I shall be monitoring the situation, don't you worry. I'll be monitoring the situation, and if Snow Watch is justified for the weekend and early next week, then we shall do it, even though it's the end of March. Right, that's it for your video for today. Tomorrow we're going to have the ECM 30-day forecast for the UK, rest of Europe too, and we shall have the regular week 10-day video update with all of the usual features as well. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Stay safe. If you are self-isolating, then please stay within the confines of your home. You can go into the garden, though, so if you've got a garden and you can go out there, you can get a little bit of sunshine on your face, but don't go beyond it if you are self-isolating or whatnot. So just stay safe, keep yourself safe, and we shall see you again tomorrow. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.